All right, another project. We in the Georgia Country Club. It's North Metro Atlanta, closer to Athens. When we working on a new property of one of my old customers, where we did already several projects in different homes for this gentleman. But today we're in his new property, and I will be showing you how to install travertine natural stone tiles on the floor and on the walls of the shower. I will be trying to explain you major rules and explain the issues that you might potentially come across when doing such installation, to make it easier for you and aware you of all the tricks. But we are ready, slowly getting ready for that job. I already unloaded pretty much all the tools that we have, and this is our bathroom. This is our bathroom that we have to demo and redo almost from the scratch. Cabinets will stay, countertop will stay because they're pretty nice, but all the tile work, shower, etc. will be removed. So this is our scope of work. Demo will be, of course, first, and it's going to be pretty challenging because, as you can see, lots of stone that needs to be gutted and carried away. And also, very unusual thing about this job is shower that is actually built on a pedestal, or I don't know how to call it, but you actually have to walk into the shower, and shower is over there. Some people might like this idea. Most of the customers or homeowners will probably hate it. Me personally, I don't know what to think really, because this is one of the first times when we come in across such weird application. What I don't like about it are the steps. When you're in the shower, of course, you're wet when you're walking out from the shower. You have a rag to wipe your feet, but in this particular case we have several steps, and if you have a wet feet, you might slip pretty badly on those stairs. So the scope of work will be to actually get everything out all the way to the subflooring and build it more traditional way with the level of the main floor. This is our main floor. So all of this hard work, all of this demo needs to be performed, and all the platform that has been built will be taken out. All new glass, everything will be new tile work. New tub as well. We're gonna install a freestanding kind of pedestal type tub, which will be really nice for that application. So I also will show you some clips and pictures from that part of the job. And we also going to tile this closet. It's about 120 square feet, just the closet itself. The homeowner requested tiles, and this is what we're gonna do. So we pretty much will follow from the main floor all the way, nice continuation to the closet area. We're gonna use ivory travertine, premium travertine. It will be light product, good quality product. And I will be kind of showing you all the tricks, how to go through the job as easy as it can be. One of another reasons why we'll be also lowering this shower is because homeowner have difficulties in walking. So he said, Michael, I won't be able to climb to the shower each day with my legs. So this is also one of the reasons why we have to rip everything out and redo it from the scratch. Original installation is not the greatest. I absolutely don't like it. You can see how crooked the cuts are. It's supposed to be nice, 90 degree. A lot of grout being used as a filler. No bullnose tiles being used, or edgings not finished, and grout never washed out the way it should be washed out. Crooked. not precise, just bad craftsmanship, just awful, I would even say. So I'll be happy to get rid of it. Of course, demo will be the most challenging part, but yeah, some grout missing. I really doubt that waterproofing been done originally, and yeah, just big disappointment. I can tell that the shower pan is already cracked. Probably the decking part where we're standing at right now never been built reinforced the way it should be reinforced. So this is it. The tub is out. So we're slowly covering things, and I'll be back with you later. Once we will start the job, I will be giving you some updates, how it changes, how the progress looks like, and we'll try to explain you some tricks, hints and tricks of the trade, how to install how to install travertine, how to go through the installation successfully, or pretty much making this easy for you. This 3/8 of an inch frameless enclosure will be also gone. There's nothing we can do with it, but well, this is what it is. We're gonna have a new door. So anyway, stay tuned. There will be more updates from this job, and wish me luck. Another tricky part will be for me actually to demo this flooring without damaging cabinets. The reason for that, original tile work been done the way it's supposed to be done, under the vanity. But in case when we have a demo, it makes the demo a nightmare, especially with so many different angles. We have to chisel it out because we have to leave tiles that are currently under the vanity in place. And we cannot really remove the vanity because we have a countertop, etc. I mean, it's not really removable. So we have to chisel everything around the vanity and finish new installation to the vanity. The tricky part when it comes to installation of the travertine is to avoid sections like you can see over here. You see this edge sticking out, this one also sticking out. This is how most of the times contractors will install it, without really making sure that everything is nice and leveled. And floor will look simply bad, as you can see how not even it is. We don't want situations when we have a corners sticking out higher, because you will feel it. You can even cut your foot if the edge is really sharp. So in the video I will be showing you what to do to prevent such uneven sections. It's the hardest part of working with the natural stone, because we want to keep grout joints as close as we can. 1/16 of an inch will be our size of the grout joint during this installation, and I will be explaining you what to do, what to use to prevent all of that you can see over here. This tile is obviously lower than pieces over here. There's one tool that is extremely helpful when working with the stone, helpful to prevent lippage, because this is called lippage, and I will present you this and I will show you how to proceed with such installation successively, being successful. So anyway, I just showed you what are we trying to avoid. All the corners that sticks out higher, this is what we're trying to avoid each time we do installations. Pretty much each time we're working with the tiles. If it's porcelain or if it's stone, the goal is to have everything nice and flush. Like for example we have here, this is pretty even. So one spot that I could find other than this, contractor did just a nightmare job on this floor. Another example over here, it sticks out about a 1/16 of an inch. You can feel it easily. So I'll show you what to do to prevent such bad installation. So stay tuned and I'll give you updates soon. So before we can start doing any tile work, we of course have to demo everything first. And this is what we got. So moving forward with the project, what you can see, I have all the components for the shower base, shower pen installation. We already have waterproofing mainly done, but of course before we move forward with the tile installation, first things first. So we prepped all the flooring, we cut all the floorboards, tile board already to the size. Is not attached yet. We're still gonna remove it, put thin set under the cement board and then screw it down, but it's temporary in position. I have shower pen liner in place and all the tile board also in place and waterproofed. I've used the Laticrete hydro barrier waterproofing membrane, as I always use, combined with a fiberglass mesh tape. This is the tape I'm using. It's pretty thin. It's not a fabric, it's a fiberglass product. Really great to work with. Been using it for a long time now on my jobs, pretty much since I started doing it. This is how it kind of looks like. It's pretty thin, and I'm combining this with a hydro barrier from Laticrete. Blue stuff that it's lighter when applied, and when dries it turns to darker blue color. I still have to waterproof shower curb, but this piece will be last after I will do shower pen with the cement. I want to avoid any traffic or too much of the traffic on the waterproofed section. This is why I'm always leaving the curb for the end. But another interesting thing, we have connected shower pen liner. Because of the size of the shower, this is almost 7 feet from that point to this wall. We have the widest shower pen is 6 feet that you can commonly purchase in the tile places. So I have to do connection. So it's been connected over there. You can see it's pretty tricky process, not something I would recommend. If you can avoid, I would recommend to avoid connecting shower pen liner, but sometimes we have no choice, and for such cases we can of course do it, and there's a special adhesive, special glue designed for the shower pen liner. So if you have to do that, do not use silicone, do not use PVC glue or CPVC glue, because it's not going to work. There's a special glue designed for shower pen only. So if you go to the store that sells shower pen liners, they also should have glue, special glue to connect shower pen liners. So like I said, shower pen liner in place, waterproofing pretty much done. This is the most important part of the project, in my opinion, preparation. Good waterproofing is a key to the success, to the long-lasting shower. Also, strong subfloor will be key to the long-lasting main floor. So everything been screwed down. Make sure there's no any movement between joists and subfloor. Cement board in place, attached with the tin set, and later we're going to tile on top of that. What you can see right now, we have bags of cement. Right now about 12 bags. This is huge shower pen, huge shower floor. So this is going to be next. Before I will start tiling, I'm usually trying to work on the shower pen, so later during installation we don't have to worry about dropping something accidentally and creating hole in a shower pen liner. Sometimes I have no choice, so I'm doing this cement part a little bit later during the project, but it all depends on many factors. So if you have a option to get to the stage where I am right now with the tile board in place and shower pen liner in place, I would recommend to do shower cement floor next before you start tiling. And this is what I'm going to do right now. You can see it on my other videos, how to do the shower pen. On some other videos you can also see how to waterproof and how to install tile board in a shower. In this clip I'll be focusing, giving you some tips about travertine installation with the leveling system that I'm using for such cases, for heavier tiles, for large format tiles, tile leveling system. So I will show you how this is done. Peter is already ready. I'm getting ready too. So I'll keep you updated. Alright, so first update from the point where I got to the tile installation. We have first pieces in place, and I would like to explain to you in a few words what I did and how to start it. As I mentioned previously, preparation is the key to the success. So with everything that you can see, waterproofing been done, tile board been in place, walls been flattened, let's call it this way, making sure that actually level lays flat on the entire wall. So this is part of the prep always, and I'm mentioning about it and showing this in a few other videos from shower installation projects. But the goal is to have level laying flat on the drywall. We don't want a situation when tile board is bumped, so if the level is laying, it's bouncing, or situations where level when flat, there's a hole somewhere or depression, lower section in the tile board, because otherwise you will have difficulties installing those pieces, adjusting the right amount of setting component and things like that. So if you can prepare your walls to make them flat, not necessarily leveled, but at least flat, you'll be fine. Shower doors later can be measured even if the wall is slightly crooked, because the entire house is crooked from settling down. Shower door can be cut to a slightly unleveled wall, and you will never notice the difference. The goal is, of course, to have everything nice, tight and flat, so the glass will nicely touch to the surface of the tile evenly. But anyway, preparation been done, and like I said, I'm explaining this in detail in some other videos, but in this case I'm trying to give you some tips on travertine installation in a bathroom. We're dealing with 18 by 18 Ivory Light Premium travertine that came from one of the local tile places here in Atlanta Metro, and we will be installing it in the entire shower all the way to the ceiling and the main floor. So when it comes to starting tiling, as you can see, I have a strip of straight edge, in this case a piece of green board with original edge still present, attached to the wall. And you can use piece of wood, you can use even 2x4, but 2x4s are not that precise. I would recommend to use either some type of baseboard or door trim, window trim, or 5/8 or half-inch piece of wood. Not really 2x4, because they're too bulky, they're not precise. And or you can use old pieces of tile board that you have left from the drywalling, from the tile board installation, with the original edge, because the edge has to be nice, perfect, straight. So this is what I have, and I have my installation figured. First things that I did, you can probably see some markings on the wall. I have markings over there and I have markings over there. So one of the first things was for me to figure out how to place the tile and where this row of tiles will appear to be. One of the goals is, of course, to have the largest piece to the bottom and the largest piece to the top. In this case, because of the size of the walls, we have 10-foot ceilings here. We're tiling all the way to the ceiling, and we have about a 1 foot wide accent. The goal was to have the biggest piece to the ceiling, so it looks nice, because this is where you will look first, will be walls and what's going on over there. So the pretty much larger section of the tile will go against the ceiling, and here we have a smaller piece about 10 inches high that we will cut later. But before we will cut this piece, I mean, what I was saying about the layout. So yeah, so I had everything figured, and I marked where the second row of tiles, because the first one will be here, this is our second row, but the first row of solid tiles will be starting. So I marked the line all the way around, as you can see it on the seat. It's also over there, and it's on that wall. This is this line. This is where first solid tile starts, and it's leveled all the way around. And what I did, I attached this piece of board to this line in level, so these pieces will nicely support our heavy tiles, because travertine is pretty heavy, and we need some solid foundation. Also because we have to tile the floor first. So in this case, as always, I'm tiling floor later. After walls are done, I'm removing this strip of board, tiling the floor and then cutting the wall pieces to the floor tiles. This is one of the rules. Some contractors will actually tile to the cement base or even to the shower pen liner, which is huge no, and then will finish shower floor to the wall tile. It's not the way it should be done. This way, if grout ever cracks, all this water on this transition will be traveling behind the cement base. So one of the goals is to have shower floor done first, so water actually goes this way and then ends up on top of the shower floor tile and goes to the drain. So in this case the cement base is already done, and like I said, I'm starting from the walls to avoid traffic on floor. If I will have this nicely tiled and then a lot of work with the walls, I will mess it up even if I would cover it. So so to take care of the shower floor, I'm doing this as the last, and then just the bottom roll will be cut to the certain distance and installed on top of the finished shower floor. So this is why those strips, and I'm gonna also attach them over there on the seat, on the bench, and on that side. But I started from that part of the project. So and our tile work will go all the way around, because we're gonna have a freestanding tub over here on a pedestal tub, clawfoot tub. So the first roll of tiles on that wall is done, and later tomorrow, once these tiles will be dry, I'm gonna remove it, and then this first roll of tiles will work as our support for the entire installation. Then I have way more flexibility because it's gonna be rock solid on a wall, and I will follow up with the installation of the tile on the remaining section of the walls. So yes, so assuming the strip on the bottom to support our tiles installed to the level, and then we working with the first roll of tiles. For heavy pieces, I'm allowing always for this first row of tiles to dry overnight, to bond, and continue with the installation another day. We also did bench, and same situation. If you have a bench or seat in the shower, these pieces on the flat part goes always first. We want water to travel in that direction. If I would have this done first, this wall tile, and then tile to this tile, over time grout will crack and water will be going directly to this crack, getting under the seat. In this case, this is cement seat, so there is nothing wrong that might happen, and everything been waterproofed with a waterproofing membrane and fiberglass tape behind the wall, but still it's no good. So I did the flat part first. It is already almost dry, and then I'm cutting the tiles around the seat, as you can see, continuing on top of the shower bench. Here we have a tricky corner, this open inside corner, tricky part to cut and measure, but yes, so the seat been done already on the top. The first row of solid tiles, I'm continuing with that, and still today I'm hoping to have this section finished before I go home, and tomorrow I will start rock and rolling pretty much, because we will have a lot of solid pieces. There will be some cuts to the niche and to the valve, but it will be going way faster. The first row of tiles is always the most challenging, and here, very important, the most important row of tiles, because this has to be flat, has to be leveled. If this is crooked, the whole installation will look crooked and will be crooked if you don't take care of it, and will not take time to actually adjust the first row. So all of this here is leveled. Actually grab tool, has to be nice and flat, this is our bubble. And the level touches nicely to all tiles. And also, wall is flat. This is also important. Each time you're installing piece, you want to make sure that level touches on the tile that you're working on, and also tiles next to it, so there's no gap and there's no situation like I explained you with the wall with the tile board, where there's no tile being bumped, so the level actually will be jumping on you, or any grout joints being pushed back. We want to make sure that the wall is nice and flat, like I have in this case. So sometimes I have to build it up, tiles a little bit, sometimes remove a little bit of the thin set. And here where our leveling system approaches. You probably noticed those white spacers with red wedges. This is Perfect Level Master T-lock leveling system that helps to achieve all those things, tricky adjustments that I explained you. What it does, it pushes finished surface of the tile against the red wedge and creates nice smooth surface, right? So tiles are not sticking out, or corners are not sticking out farther, or being sunk or pushed back. This is very important for travertine because it has sharp edges, it has 90-degree straight cut edges, and if one corner or edge is slightly pushed back, you will notice that, and you will have later issues with the maintenance because all the soap, scum, etc. will be collecting in those sections when cleaning. So it's very important to have nice tiny grout spaces for natural stone, and have everything nice and even like I have on that wall so far. And this system works extremely good. This is Perfect Level Master, as you can see, and it comes in different sizes actually, so you can adjust the width of your grout joint. 1/30 seconds of an inch, 1/16 and 1/8. In this case I have 1 millimeter, which is 1/30 seconds of an inch, and it creates such a nice tiny grout joints. As you can see, this is I have this slightly spreaded, so it's closer to 1/16 at this point, but not even 3/16, so it's very, very tight, perfect for natural stone work when only small grout spaces looks good. And this leveling system do the trick. Here I have the bucket with all the wedges. I've been using this system for a while on different applications. So I have a bucket where I have wedges, and here are actually my spacers, my leveling spacers. And as you can see, 1/30 seconds of an inch is the size of this particular spacer, and this is how this spacer looks like. So when wedge enters this hole, the bottom part pushes the back of the tile against the surface. It also helps to level the tiles if they have slightly different thicknesses. I would say up to 1/16 of an inch, because it's very common for natural stone to have different thicknesses slightly from manufacturing process. So if such thing happens, this system also helps us create nice flat surface. And another advantage of this particular product that I'm trying to explain you and show you are wedges. Wedges has a built-in spacer. I don't know how well you can see it, but it has actually 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters, 3 and 6, which will be even equal to 1/3 of a second, 1/16, 1/8 and 3/16 of an inch. So this can be actually inserted between our tiles and will work as a spacer. You can use those clips from leveling system to create larger spaces. If my desire will be to have bigger space, all you do, you push the tip of the wedge in the grout joint and just separating tile to the desired size. And this is hard plastic, can be used many times. Those are reusable edges, and also as a spacer it will not get squashed because of the weight of the tile. This is important. If we have a rubber spacers, they will get squashed, smashed, and will create disfiguration to the grout joints because of the weight of the tile. So I'm gonna show you a little bit more how I'm installing this system and how installation progresses tomorrow, when I will get to the point where I will have better options to play with the tiles, and I will have my assistant Peter to work on the video, because today I'm alone and I have no one to really film me. But this is how it looks like right now. Once again, 18 by 18 Ivory Light Premium Travertine. We doing this on the walls and floors, and we are using a perfect TileMaster leveling system that, in my opinion, is one of the best leveling systems on the market available. Very easy to work with, very precise, with a variety of the sizes depending on your grout joint desired, and very fast to install and fast to remove. Very little waste of the product. The red pieces can be used hundreds of times. As you can see, those are already dirty, been used before. So few important things that I just explained you, how to start, what to do, and I will get back to you once I will get to the point where I will continue with all those walls going all the way to the tall 10-foot high ceiling. It's gonna be really nice, with nice accent, with nice built-in niche. So stay with me and you'll see how it progresses. Alright, so we've been drilling hole for our handheld shower water line, which will be here. And we're back another day on the project. The first row of tiles is already set, already dry. We can move forward with the additional installation. And a few more things. As you can see, I left a little bit of the gap here to insert my leveling system spacers. You have to do it the first day after you do the first row. There's often some thin set that remains, and if we would like to continue with our leveling system, our installation, what sometimes might happen, we might not be able to insert those clips. For example, here we have a thin set, so the second day we are unable to insert them. So the good thing is to insert them right after the first row of tiles is done. This way we ensuring that the clip is in its position the way it should be installed, and we can continue the next day with installation of the tiles using our leveling system that, like I said, helps a lot to achieve nice smooth finish, right? So the next step will be to tile this wall. I'm gonna start from wall with the valve and with the handheld, and pretty much always I'm trying to start from the middle. I'm not really starting the next row from the side or from the corner. I'm starting from the middle tile, one of those two, and working to the sides. This way I'm ensuring that the level is as even as it can be on the entire wall. So once we will have this wall, we're gonna do next row of the back wall, and then we will continue from the center of this wall to the side over here, because here we're gonna continue all the way to the ceiling, and our pencil edge will go here and here, because over there is a backsplash for our freestanding tub. So this will not get any more tiles. You will see how this is going to be done. And also another important thing, as you've noticed, I'll be tiling in the rolls. So once this is started, I will continue all the way around till here, and then I'm going to start with another row all the way, continuing nicely over here. I'm not tiling just one wall entirely, this one entirely, and this one entirely. It can be done like this with different tiles, but not with a stone. To ensure you have nice continuations of the grout joints all the way around the shower, I'm always doing this in a single rows instead of tiling whole wall one at a time. So this is how it looks like right now. We're ready to move forward, and you'll see how this is done soon. Alright, so we have first piece what I will be starting already cut. We're gonna start from this piece over here, and it has a notch on for the valve. And like I said, 18 by 18, this is large format tile, heavy pieces, so not easy to work with. And plus, additionally, the edge is really sharp. It's a 90-degree straight cut. So the next step will be for me to put second roll, first piece of the second roll. So have my tin set already mixed. I'm using 1/2 inch notch trowel, which works, I would say, the best for such applications. We always want to make sure we have our notches nice and clean, because otherwise we will not have correct thickness of the tin set, right? So this is pretty important. And as you know, as you probably have seen on one of my other videos, I'm always applying setting component on the tile. First of all, I'm back buttering the piece. Now, okay, and the first piece is ready to go. This one will appear to be over here. A little bit of the move on the wall. One of the important things, don't forget about your level. We want to make sure we have a surface of the wall flat. As I explained you yesterday, we cannot have tiles in different angles, because later glass will not touch evenly, or there might be issues with hanging shower door. So if the wall is slightly out of level, that's fine. We just follow this from the bottom to the top. If it's 1/8 of an inch difference from the bottom of the shower to the ceiling, we following this difference often, because doors can be customly cut to such wall. So don't forget about it. Don't cry if the wall is completely out of level and you don't know what to do. The goal, the important part will be to have level sitting flat and not bouncing, right, like that on your tile. So each roll will be checked by me to ensure that this is how it's touching. And Peter, if you could show this, the level lays nice and flat. There's no any gaps, and this is our goal. So I'm ensuring that the first piece is done like that, and this particular wall is in level. I was able to bring it all nicely to the level, and once we have that, I'm grabbing my wedges from the system and nicely inserting them. And as you can see, we have nice tiny bitty grout joint of 1/16 of an inch, which is ideal for the natural stone. And what happens, as I explained you, the back part of the clip pushes tile against this wedge, so any differences are on the back part, not on the front part, not on the visible part. So really helpful pieces in my toolbox that helps achieve perfect results with no headaches and without any problems. Okay, this piece is in place. Let's move to another piece that I have already drilled. Peter already drilled. I have it over here. Second piece is ready. Inserting our clips. Now, once I have this piece in place, I have this clip that nicely connects our tile over there. Checking. Looks like this corner has to go a little bit more. This is what we want to achieve. This is our wall that where we're following level pretty much. It's nice and flat. So those pieces are in place, and like I said, we have nice clean grout joint that goes all the way to the tile over here, and now we are ready to put our cut that's been already made. I measured it to this tricky corner. This is pretty tricky to figure it out, and we have one more solid piece to go over there. So let me grab some additional pieces and I'll show you how this is done. have our cut piece, our corner piece ready. And when you're working with a stone, one important thing, make sure you're using white setting component, especially for lighter products, because gray is cheaper, but it's also more difficult to work with and makes installation way messier. And also, often if we have a lighter tiles, it might discolorate the tile because the color, grayish color, will get absorbed by the stone and will affect the finished surface. So keep that in mind. Do not try to save a few bucks by using gray product, because you will regret your decision. See, I have another piece. First of all, I'm kind of pushing this to bring it as close as I can to the desired position, and later our leveling system will do the rest. It will precisely adjust our tiles the way it should be finished. Okay. Here I forgot to put my clip yesterday. This is why it's not there, because we had a tin set and I cannot put it today. Okay. Okay, looks like this will be it. Of course, I'm double checking with the level. Everything looks really good. Perfect. So what often happens during installation of the tiles, we set a tile and we move into another, and in the meantime this tile slightly changes its position because of the tin set is pretty liquid, right? And system helps to keep those tiles exactly the way we have them set. On the walls it's a little bit easier to install it. The biggest issues are usually on the floors, where actually weight of the tile causes tile to sunk into the setting component, and the system that I'm using helps to keep this exactly the way we left it. So next day when we back on the project, there's no surprises that actually half of the tiles is uneven, even when left the day before they looked perfect. Over time, overnight, they just might sunk, and they most likely will, because this is, like I said, common issue, and the system nicely keeps this exactly the way we adjusted everything. So let's grab another piece for that, and I want you to see how many pieces we have over here. We have all this travertine. This is ivory light premium, the lightest color you can pretty much get. I'm always also trying to customize installation by picking the most matching tiles. We don't want a darker tile being next to lighter tile too often, and for the natural stone it's common to have some variations in the finish, in the look. So I like to play with tiles a little bit to actually pick the best that we can use. And we get another one. Install this one over here. For the travertine, 1/16 of an inch is ideal joint, or smaller. Do not put piece to piece. It's not the way it should be done. Some contractors like to tie them completely. But remember, we need some space for the grout, because grout actually reinforces edges. And if the pieces are too close, we might not be able to squeeze the grout over there, and what might cause, water might get over there, or edges might simply crack, especially when it's done on the floor. So the next piece fits here very nicely, color is good, so I'm ready to put some setting component and attach this piece to the wall. You probably noticed some contractors will apply also setting component on the wall. I'm not doing that because what happens if we apply setting component on the wall, first of all it will be pretty messy, because some of it will get to our clean edge over here, and we don't want this edge to be messy. We want this to be as clean as it can when we installing an additional tile. So this component will eventually drop or get over here, creating some issues during installation. Plus, what happens if we have a setting component already applied on the entire wall, and we have to do tile or play with, for example, this tile a little bit longer, what happens? The setting component is already sagging and drying on the wall. Some components will dry pretty fast. It takes sometimes only 10 minutes to the point where setting component hardens to the point where it's not going to bond to the tile the way it should. So it's not really recommended to spread mortar all over the wall, because it gets really messy, plus limits our time to play with the individual pieces. If you don't really care about quality, you can apply thin set and you just be pushing pieces against the wall, and then of course whatever appears on the corners will be over there. But if you want to take your time and do it correctly, play with the tiles to adjust them to perfection, you have to work with each tile individually. Sometimes we can apply thin set on the wall, because it might help us actually in cases where we have a crooked wall. For example, you're doing your installation and the wall is wavy, you don't know how to really prepare it. So you're putting tile board on uneven wall, and then you decide to play with the tile to make it nice. Then, if we apply thin set on the wall, we're gaining about half an inch of the play, and if we apply thin set on the tile, we have another half inch. So for crooked walls or uneven surfaces, extra component is where we can actually adjust uneven wall. So this is the situation, only situation when I think it's useful. And in such cases I will work on each section individually, right? So in this case I have walls nicely prepped, everything is flat, so even amount of thin set goes under each tile. I don't have to build it up additionally to make it even on the finished surface. So like I said, assuming I do not recommend to spread setting component on the surface of the tile board. There's no really advantage of doing that, and it might cause some additional issues during the installation, like drying thin set on you. You're putting tile, you think that it's going to hold, and appears that it didn't bond it because the top surface of the setting component was already slightly dry and didn't catch the tile the way it should. So be careful, like I said, for smaller tiles, for example, subway style tile, you can of course apply setting component because installation goes way faster. But in such cases when working with a natural stone, this is time-consuming installation, and you have to focus on each tile individually. Right now I have this one already back buttered, so I'm moving forward with the application of the setting component. another piece in position. Like I said, first of all, before I put my wedges, I'm trying to bring it as close by pushing the tile, moving tile a little bit. Because if the difference is too big, what will happen if we put our wedge, tile might crack. Travertine is pretty soft, so if we have too big of a difference here between this level of this tile and level of this tile, and you're trying to push it, there are veins in the stone and it might crack along one of those veins, especially in a corner, because corners are the most fragile. So with the porcelain tiles it's a little bit easier because they will not really crack, but for the stone it's very tricky. Okay. And this system doesn't require any additional tools, which is really nice because it speeds up the process of the installation. Corners, this is where you always want to check. If something is uneven, it shows the most in the corner. So make sure here everything is nice and smooth, and of course in level, in line. Alright, so first 4 tiles are done. Right now I'm gonna move to this section, continue to this corner. I'm gonna start from this side, continue with pretty much making nice even joint in our corner, open corner, and cutting those pieces to the shape of our niche. So I'm gonna work on those cuts and I'll get back to you once I will have those ready.